Thanks for joining us, America. Chris is with us in Washington, D.C. Hey, Chris, how are you?
Hey, Dave. I'm doing good. Really appreciate what you do. I've been listening to you for a long time, and, I can't say that I follow all the rules, and I hope I won't get taken to the woodshed too badly. But you've definitely changed my family's life for the better.
Cool. How can I help today?
Sure. So, long story short, my wife and I sold a house that we had on the market for about a year, and we took all of the equity that we had. We have another mortgage in the house that we live in, but we paid off all of our debt except for the $30,000 of student loans or so that we have.
Mm-hmm.
So we have an envelope budgeting system that we try to adhere to pretty well every month.
Mm-hmm.
But we have about $30,000. We could pay the student loans off today,
mm-hmm.
But we would not any longer have like our 90-day slush fund. So I'm trying to decide
mm-hmm.
If I should write a $20,000 check to pay off what I can today and keep another $10,000 or so set aside for our 90-day of emergency fund,
mm-hmm.
Or if I should continue paying what we've budgeted, which is $1,000 a month,
mm-hmm.
and then write a check when I can just pay it off in a single lump sum. I'm basically afraid to let go of the money that we've got right now. So that's kind of my question to you.
What's your household income?
A little over $200,000.
Okay. And so why would you only be paying $1,000 a month on this?
I would say,
okay.
We're into a certain type of lifestyle that we don't want to give up, and we feel that, paying off the loan in a year to 2 years is acceptable for us.
Yeah, that's kind of pitiful. In other words,
yeah,
and you knew that. I didn't have to point it out. You already knew that was coming.
Part of it is we're putting about $2,000 a month into 401k.
Yeah,
and that's
okay. Now let's stop. You said earlier in the conversation that you have been listening to me for a good while.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it ought to be fairly easy for you. The only question is, are you going to do your plan, or are you going to do the plan I teach? Either one's okay. You're not a dumb guy. You make $200,000. You're going to be all right. You're not going to go bankrupt. But if you're going to work our plan, you know what that plan is, right?
It would be to cut some of our lifestyle choices so that we could pay it off now and save up our money.
No.
Save up the 90 days as quickly as we could.
No, you flunked the test. Okay. Baby step one is save $1,000. When you start getting out of debt, you clean out all non-retirement savings and you throw it at all non-mortgage debt in baby step two. So all of that says we'd pay off the student loan 100% today, leaving you penniless, making $200,000 a year. And oh, by the way, during that time we stop putting money into the 401k. Until we get the emergency fund built and we're debt-free with baby step 2 and 3, right? You heard all that before?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would
listen,
say
you get to do what you want to do.
With your message.
You're not going to do it, okay? But the system is...
Well, no.
No, you're not. I mean, it's okay. I'm not mad at you. I mean, and I'm not taking you to the woodshed. But here, the process is this. What we have found is that you have a weak foundation in your home because you still have debt and you don't have enough savings for somebody that makes the money you make in your emergency fund. And so the foundation in your financial plan is weak. It's not necessarily going to fall in because as long as your income stays where it is. But, so what would I do if I woke up in your shoes? Is the first thing I'd do before I went ahead and finished building my house is I'd shore up the foundation. And so I'd write a check today and I'd be debt free. That you're not going to do that, but that's what I would do. And then I would stop my 401k temporarily, and you're not going to do that, but that's what I would do. And then I would take every dollar I can squeeze out of my budget, and I'd put $30,000, making $200,000 a year, into an emergency fund, a rainy day fund, and I could do that in about 5 months. Okay, 4 or 5 months, and I'd have zero debt except my home. I'd have my $30,000. And so at the end of 5 or 6 months or whatever that ends up being, I'm going to restart my 401k, and I'm not going to play with it anymore. I'm going to now put 15% of my income into retirement, which with the kind of money you make, that's going to make you very, very wealthy. That's baby step 4. 5 is kids' college. I would start that or restart that at that point. And 6 is pay off your house early with any other money I can squeeze out. And what we're finding is, with all the millionaires that we've studied, the ones that have followed our stuff or the ones that have followed their own stuff, is they do, there's 2 things we see them all doing. They steadily invest in their 401k and they pay off their house early. And they avoid all other debt like the plague. Some of them have a credit card, much to my chagrin. I don't want them to even do that. I want them to have debit cards. But some of them actually have credit cards, but none of them carry a balance under any circumstances ever, and haven't in 30 or 40 years. They pay off their home in 10.2 years on average because they worked some semblance of what I'm laying out here. The problem with your situation is you're trying to do too many things at once. You make really good money and it covers up your mistakes. You know, there's enough salve on this because of the income that you can, you can limp along and be okay. You'll be okay, but you're not maximizing the opportunity that's at your disposal. So you get to do what you want to do. My prediction is you're not going to do any of it, but it's a good discussion to have. It's fine. And again, I'm not calling you out. It's just, you make 200 grand. You don't have to do it, and you don't, it scares you to death, and your wife will think you're crazy if you come back in and announce that that's what we're going to do, and all that's going to happen, and you're not going to do all that, and that's okay. It's okay. I appreciate having you a listener anyway, and hope we can continue to entertain you.